What's going on, YouTube? This is your friendly neighborhood DraftKings addict, bringing you my top picks for NFL Week 7. All right, guys, so if you could, go ahead and do me a favor, drop a like on the video real quick. It only takes a second, but it helps out the channel a lot. And if you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. And as always, don't forget to subscribe before you go, so that way you don't miss this NFL heat. We're halfway through the season, and we got NBA just around the corner. So if you're not doing so already, go ahead and give me a follow over on Twitter as well, at DK_addict. If you're going to play NBA, it's very crucial that you have Twitter, because the NBA is not like the NFL. They don't give you news several days before the contest. You're going to be getting information up to the hour, up to the minute, to lineups lock, and you're going to have to stay on top of that. Also, I posted a video of detailing the tools and my process for how I go in and build my NBA lineups. Go ahead and check it out. It's on the channel, or like I said, check me out on Twitter. I have a link right there on Twitter. So let's get into today's slate, and let's look at last week, man. So last week, if you used the plays that I picked, you were very happy. This was my cash lineup. I had Matt Ryan, of course, with my man Austin Hooper, who both did a phenomenal job. Cooper Kupp disappointed, but as you can see, he was 24% on, so it wasn't like I was the only one on him. But again, didn't do too well. But Chris Carson came through, 29 DraftKings points, and Mark Ingram did okay. All right, I was expecting 25, 30 DraftKings points out of him. But Cincinnati held their own when it comes to, actually Baltimore just, let's be honest, man. The quarterback Jackson did all the running. Mark Ingram didn't really have to do much. All right. But yeah, long story short, guys, some solid picks there. You should have been able to cash this 143.84 lineup, cashed in my cash contest. No problem, just because of the way that the chalk, a lot of the chalk wasn't all that hot. So this lineup definitely cashed. And then if you look at my other lineup, this was my quote-unquote GPP lineup. I put in Kyler Murray with Lev Bell, who I love. That's another guy that I had in my picks last week. He did okay. Didn't do great, but he didn't give you a snowflake. All right, I put in Julio Jones, as you can see, 21.8 points. All righty. Of course, Stephon Diggs. Oh, my God. This dude went the hell off, as you can see, for 46 DraftKings points. And he was only 7% on. Then, of course, Kittle did his thing at 21.3. Hooper did better, but I did Kittle because of the low ownership. As you can see, he only had 5%. And this lineup, cash actually, too. So let's go ahead and get into today's slate. All right. Draft Dashboard is my research tool of choice for NFL, NBA, MLB, whatever the case may be. I just love the convenience of this tool. So if you're interested, there's a 30-day trial for $1 in the description of this video. You'll find a link for that. So first and foremost, we're going to come over here to our lineup optimizer, and we're going to go ahead and look at quarterback. And as you can see, I have a couple of guys targeted on my watch list for my quarterbacks, but I'm just going to go ahead and get into my favorite quarterback on the slate at the moment. And I'm going back to the well with Mr. Matty Ryan. All right. So if you look at his matchup, he has a dash rank of 100. Now, the LA Rams have a middle-of-the-pack defense when it comes to the quarterback and the team defense. Now, they did recently get upgrade. Mr. Jalen Ramsey was traded to the Rams. But that's not going to deter me from Matt Ryan, man. This guy puts up a ton of passes. All right, as you can see, he's very consistent. 27 points on average for the last 3 games with 20, 36, and 34. This guy has what I consider to be a safe floor because he throws the ball a lot, and his offense is definitely a pass offense. So at 6.3K, he seemed like the safest pick to me. All right, another guy that's an honorable mention for me, I want to go back to Danny Dimes. All right, Mr. Daniel Jones over there in New York. He's getting a lot of his weapons back, mainly his tight end, Ingram. But at 6.1K going up against Arizona, he's a guy also that I like on this slate. And why I don't have him watch, I don't know. But there you go. We got Jimmy Garoppolo. All right, now, only thing about this guy is, as you can see, he doesn't put up a lot of points, but he has a great matchup versus Washington. But I have him watched as well. But my top 3 quarterbacks, in my opinion, is going to be Matt Ryan, Daniel Jones, and I'm going to go back to Kyler Murray as well. All right. Of course, you know, Lamar Jackson, man, this guy here can do a little bit of everything, man. So, of course, he's in play. I don't have to talk about him. Deshaun Watson going up against Indy. He's been hot as of late, being Mr. Deshaun Watson. But Indiana's a team that has given us Houston fans headaches in the past. So, but he's at the top. I'm paying down at quarterback. I'm not paying up this week. So that's what's up. So let's go over to the running backs. Yeah, so Saquon Barkley is back. So he's 8.9K, gets a matchup versus Arizona. First game back, I can't play him, even though Saquon is a guy that's definitely a beast, man. If you see him when he works out, this guy here is on another level. But 8.9K, I'm going to say that $900 and spend it somewhere else. I'm going down to Dalvin Cook, actually. As you can see, in a great matchup, we have 3 green squares over here. Dash rank is at 100. All right, every single stat is lit up green, which means that he has favorable stats there. 24.9 points on average, 4.3 catches per game. So that means instant DraftKings points every time he catches the ball. And then he has 18 rushes on average. So he's getting to work. So Dalvin Cook is my favorite running back on the slate to pay up for at 8K. All right, my next favorite one is going to be Leonard Fournette. 7K, very consistent as you can see. 19, 6, and 19. So he's getting 20 plus rushes over the last 3 games. So this guy's getting to work. He's getting opportunity. In DFS, we love opportunity. So this guy's going to be on the field. He's going to be a major part of the offense. He's going up against Cincinnati, one of the teams that has been favorable for anybody playing against them. So at 7K, that's a no-brainer for me to go with Leonard Fournette. So Dalvin Cook and Leonard Fournette will be my running back 1 and running back 2. I am going back to Carson again, just the workload. The guy's getting to work. All right, and he's getting the production. At 6.5K, he's a good bet as well. So if you don't want to pay up for one of those 2 guys that I mentioned, Chris Carson is in another good spot. Going a little further down, we got Josh Jacobs. I will have some of him in my tournament lineups or GPP lineups. So at 5K, this guy, again, is getting consistent work when it comes to his rushing attempts. All right, as you can see, he's ramping up 10, 17, and 26. And he gets a matchup where Green Bay is great against the pass, but it shows that they can be attacked at the run. So Josh Jacobs, I like him in this matchup. Also, Carlos Hyde has been getting the heat. Look at this, 21 and 26 rushes in the last 2 games. 12 and 22, and then he gets a matchup which looks on paper to be a tough matchup versus Indiana. All right, but I'm okay with that because this guy's getting to work. He's the clear RB1. And, of course, Latavius Murray, if you want to go there, I'm personally not going to play Latavius Murray versus Chicago, but we do have injuries that have put him into the running back 1 spot, so that's somebody that you could definitely look at. But if you want to get my complete player pool, just go on over to the link in the description of this video, sign up for the trial for Draft Dashboard, and when you come over to your Watch Players tab, there will be a button for you to click Watch DK Addicts Picks. And what will happen when you click on that button, it will upload my player pool to your watch players. So it'll add them to any watch players that you already have. So Julio Jones, no brainer against the Rams. Again, he's had a hip injury, but it hasn't issue, I should say, not injury. But that hasn't stopped him from getting this production. So I do like Julio Jones. Again, some people may shy away from him because it's going up against the LA Rams. They just got Jalen Ramsey. But guess what? This is Julio Jones. This guy's not of this world. He's a beast. If you go over on Twitter, I don't know if I retweeted it, but there was a shot of Kyler Murray and Fitzgerald talking about Julio Jones and how much of a beast he is. So teams respect this man. So, again, I like my man Julio Jones. Cooper Kupp, just a production hog, man. 17, 15, 6 targets in the last 3 games. All right, gets a great matchup versus ATL, man. Look at that. All green across the board, all green. So, and he has a little crown. The crown means that this guy's on the NFL cheat, and that's another great option when you use Draft Dashboard. You have these, it highlights the players who are in great spots for you. All right. Will Fuller, boom or bust guy. I can't do it. Y'all have fun with that. Larry Fitzgerald, definitely somebody I would consider versus the Giants. Again, 6.1K. The guy is very consistent when it comes to his targets and his production. You're not likely to get a dud from Larry Fitzgerald, especially with the issues that they're having there in Arizona with their health of their wide receivers. Now, this guy here, y'all, let's talk about T.Y. Hilton. All right, I have a love-hate relationship with him. I love him as far as DFS purposes, but I hate him as a fan of the game because I'm a Houston Texans fan, and let me tell you this guy kicks our ass when he plays against us for whatever reason. Alrighty, so at 5.9K, this guy is too cheap to pass on. He's a lock for me at wide receiver. Well, one of my 3 wide receiver spots, or possibly my flex when it comes to T.Y. Hilton. So as you can see, he's coming off a bad game, 0 and 8. But this guy has upside, and at 5.9K, for whatever reason, he tends to show out versus Houston guys. So for me, he's a lock. All right, Robert Woods, I didn't watch him, which I should have, but Robert Woods at 5.9K. All right, this guy's averaging 8.5, 9 targets a game. All right, and we get a favorable matchup versus ATL. I like this game to be a shootout, so guess what? Robert Woods is going to be a part of that. And if you look at the last game, he actually had 2 rushes as well. So they're getting him involved in the rushing game with Gurley out at the moment. So I do like Robert Woods at 5.9K, guys. Keep him on your radar. All righty. John Brown going up against Miami. Anybody against Miami, we definitely like. So definitely have some John Brown in your lineups, guys, at 5.5K. He's a nice salary saver. Again, he's getting somewhere around 8 targets per game, putting up around an average of 15 DraftKings points. So at 5K, that's a great point with some upside. If this guy gets a touchdown or 2, he easily can get you 20, 25 DraftKings points. So I hear a lot of people saying they're going to be playing Josh Allen in their cash games. So this is a good guy that you can match them up with. Again, I'm going with Matt Ryan in my cash games, but hey, it is what it is. Next up, scroll down, Auden Tate, again, in a good spot versus Jacksonville, who just lost their star defensive back. All right, but again, this guy here, great game script wise, Cincinnati should be able to air the ball out, which they are a pass heavy game team. So at 4.5K, this guy's getting around 12 and 14 points in the last 2 games. So he doesn't have to do much to pay off that salary. If he gets a touchdown, he definitely will exceed value. So Auden Tate is somebody I do have on my radar. Again, I'm not going to play him in my cash games. Now this guy here, Alan Lazard, locking him in at 3K. Alrighty, the guy is going to be a nice value pick. At 3K, he's minimum salary. You can't lose. And Green Bay is a little tight on receivers right now. I believe they have several receivers who are either questionable, doubtful, or out. So this guy has been thrust into the spotlight. As you can see in the last game, he got 5 targets and scored 17 DraftKings points. And he's still only 3K. So get you some Alan Lazard, okay? Don't overthink it. Don't try to get too cute. The dude's on the 3K. All right? He doesn't have to do much to pay off that salary. So last but not least, let's go ahead and look at my tight end spot. So at tight end, man, it's very simple, man. I'm paying up here. Yeah, Hunter Henry's been doing well at 4K. So he's the guy that I will pay down for as value goes. All right. But my favorite one on the slate right now is going to be a toss-up between Mark Andrews and Henry. Okay. Mark Andrews, and Ingram. Those are my top two guys that I want to pay up for. Austin Hooper, again, somebody that's been on fire, playing a great game lately. All right, again, 25, 14, and 29 in his last 3 games. At 5.3K against the Rams again, I expect Matt Ryan to throw that ball around and toss it around and fill up the stat sheets. And this guy could be somebody that benefits from that particular matchup. But again, right now, Mark Andrews is my favorite, with Ingram a close second. Only reason why Mark Andrews is more of a favorite for me is because of his price at 4.9K. Alrighty. If Ingram was closer to a 5K, 5.6K, I would be more excited than him. But man, I don't know if I'm going to pay up for him in my cash games, but I would definitely have him in a couple of my my GPP lineups because he has massive upside. All right, this Dawson Knox kid, I didn't watch him, but let me go ahead and get him. I like him as a value play at 3.3K. I played him last week. He kind of disappointed with the 3 DraftKings points, but as we can see, 9 and 17 in a couple of matchups before that. So he has the ability to put up some points, and again, in a great matchup if you look at his dash rank and so forth. So those are my favorite or my watched tight ends at the moment. Now anything can change between now and tomorrow. So on Draft Dashboard, guys, I mentioned being able to see my player pool. So if you come over to your watch players, you see right here it says watch DK Addicts picks, and that will allow you to download my picks into your player pool. And then from there, you would go to the lineup optimizer and allow Draft Dashboard to optimize lineup for you. It's going to do its best to put in all the players that you have watched. But if for some reason you can't, you may not have that. So as you can see right here, this is the lineup that is spit out for me right here on the first run. We got Minshew, which I actually like versus Cincinnati. You know, Minshew put up a butt game last game against the Saints, but the Saints are a pretty good defense, I would say. So wouldn't say the same thing about Cincinnati. So Minshew could be in a bounce back spot. So definitely not a bad play there. Putting him with Leonard Fournette. We got Lazard here, Auden Tate, Hooper, Cook. It's a pretty good lineup, man. Saving that lineup. All right, so if you want to build more than one lineup, you can go to the mass lineup generator. Allow Draft Dashboard to build you multiple lineups, 10, 20, 40, or 100. Select your randomness. Randomness would mean that if you want to use more players that you did not watch, so if you want to be very random as far as that goes, up this to medium or high. I leave it at low, hit generate lineups, and let draft dashboard do all the heavy lifting when it comes to your building lineups for you. All right, after they build those lineups, you can download the CSV file and upload it to DraftKings or either FanDuel to add those lineups to your contest. And so here you go. As we can see, it's built me 20 lineups, and as you can see, it has the projected points for each particular lineup. And if for some reason there's somebody on the lineup that you don't like if you don't like D.D. Westbrook, click on Optimize, go to D.D. Westbrook, and go ahead and just change it to another player. We have 2 available upgrades, quote unquote, right? So we can go to Christian Kirk or Marvin Jones. All right. So let's say I go to Marvin Jones. Bam. I hit save lineup. Now if I go back to my save lineups, that lineup will be updated with that new lineup that I just saved. So once you're ready to go, select all or select individually. Oh crap, I didn't mean to delete them, but select individually which which lineups you like, and then select export selected, and it'll download the CSV file. So here you go, guys. Here are my quote unquote player, my Fab 5, my favorite players, or whatever the case may be. So Matt Ryan going up against the Rams at home, slinging the ball, keeping this game back and forth, 27 fantasy points per game on average, and he's only 6.3K. Yeah, on paper, the LA Rams look like a defense that you should be afraid of with their defensive line coming in and trying to sack the quarterback. But Matt Ryan's not new to sacks, and he's not new to defenses. Let's go. Dalvin Cook, I don't need to explain this guy. This guy here is just a beast. All right, safe floor with some crazy upside. Leonard Fournette, again, the guy's a workhorse running back. He's a major part of this offense. And at 7K, going up against Cincinnati, one of the best matchups in the league for any team. Give me some Leonard Fournette at 7K. This Lazard guy, like I said, with the injuries and the issues that they're having right now, we can see right here that they says that he entered with 1 catch with Devontae Adams out, Valdez Scantling, and Geronimo Allison. Geronimo Allison, last time I checked, he is doubtful. So we have 3 of the top receivers in Green Bay that are out. So this guy's going to be needed on the field, and at 3K minimum salary, I can't pass that up. T.Y. Hilton, again, I may be leaning more toward this because I'm a fan of the game and I know how he plays against Houston. He normally tears us up, and he's at home. Okay? So I'm playing T.Y. Hilton at 5.9K. This guy here is just a beast, and like I said, he always shows out against Houston. And last but not least, Mr. Andrews at 4.9K. I think he's a good middle ground when it comes to price and performance for the tight end position. Like I said, I do love Ingram. I will have him in some of my lineups, but for my cash games, I need that value of 4.9K with Andrews, and that leaves you 4,900 for your last spots. So on your defense, man, if you go in here and you select, let's see, I don't know. Defense, I don't really stress about defenses, guys. I just pick somebody who may be in an okay matchup, and I keep on moving. So like for instance, let's say I go with Baltimore for whatever reason. All right, that leaves me 6,300 for my last 2 spots. So on my flex, I can go in here and put in, somebody like Barkley, and that leaves me 3,800. I can find me another value wide receiver, or if I go with Mr. Hyde, all right, Carlos Hyde, right? I talked about him being a guy that's been getting a lot of production at 4,700. It leaves me 8K for my wide receiver. So I could pay up for a Julio Jones, all right, or D Hopkins if I want to play D Hopkins versus Indiana, all right, but whatever, or Indianapolis. I keep on saying Indiana. My bad, y'all. So, anywho, that's my top plays right there, guys. Again, let me go back to it so y'all can see it. Matt Ryan, Dalvin Cook, Leonard Fournette, Lazard, T.Y. Hilton, Mark Andrews. Do me a favor before you go, guys. Smash the like button. Help your brother out. Also, comment below. Let me know who are your 2 favorite plays on today's slate. All right, guys. It doesn't have to be the ones that I picked, but just who are your 2 favorite plays, the ones that you're going to have in 85 to 90% of your lineups. All right, so thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and as always, peace. Thank you for stopping by.